whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the kid of Benjamin, who had been carried away from Jerusalem to captives, we just read. Verse 7, what was the routine of Mordecai? What was his mundaneness? Verse 7, he was bringing up Esther, the daughter of his uncle, for she had neither father nor mother. The young woman had a beautiful figure and was lovely to look at, and when her father and her mother died, Mordecai took her as her own daughter. Mordecai was raising his cousin, who was also very beautiful. Guess what happens next? You have to come back next week to find out. But I want to share 3 principles that Charles Swindoll in his book shares regarding this particular passage. He says, first of all, God's plans are not hindered when the events of this world are carnal and secular. My guess is that everyone in this room is disappointed either with President Trump or President Biden. And I'm not here to discuss that or to put my vote on either one, but I'm sure everyone in here has been disgusted with one of the two. Everyone in here is not, how can that person lead us? Let me give you a little secret here. Washington is full of men and women that are not righteous. They're not holy. They're not going after what the Bible says. But the book of Esther, this story tells us God can still work in those circumstances because nothing is going to keep God from accomplishing His will. Second thing we can learn is God's purposes are not frustrated by moral or marital failures. I'm not going to ask for a show of hands for those who've had moral marital failures. But the good news is that we find in this book of Esther that God can still work, and He will work, and He can work through you no matter what failures you have gone through. And that's not then an excuse to do those things. That's not a reason for doing those things. But know there is hope that God will use you. And then thirdly, God's people are not excluded from high places because of a handicap